Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Lost is getting somewhere, dude. We're in the position we were in with every other character like a week and a half ago. It's just Delirium and Megasatan. It hasn't been as fast as I would like. I think everyone would recognize that, but it hasn't been particularly slow. Dr. 3D. He's the one they call Dr. 3D. He's the one that makes you feel alright. It's a very powerful eldritch being, the Lost. How on earth are we supposed to beat Megasatan? Delirium, I can conceptualize. Let me explain myself, because it's going to sound like I've lost my mind. Delirium is very simple, just don't get hit twice on the fight. How do you get to Delirium? You beat the Hush. Or you just, you know, get a freebie after you complete a boss and it lets you go to where you need to go. By the way, I'm happy with Seraphim. It's an acceptable item for us early on here. And a decent damage dealer. I don't know about these pills. They got me a little scared. Give me small rock, please. But how on earth are we supposed to get to Megasatan? I guess I'm over complicating it. We just skip deals with the devil and hope to get a deal with the angel. I've got that little, like, deal with the angel hangover in my head where a couple of runs ago we skipped all our deals with the devil and then never got a deal with the angel. That's not necessarily gonna happen every single time. I was gonna say it's not likely, but I like to be unambiguous and as literally correct as possible in my speech for stuff like this. It's plausible. The best you ever do when it comes to a deal with the angel chance, short of having an item that guarantees it or incentivizes it, is equally split with your deal with the devil chance. So if you got a 40% chance of a deal with the devil, you got a 40% chance of a deal with the angel. So it is completely feasible that you could just be stuck with deals with the devil for, it doesn't even have to be forever, just for a practical length of time. Or an impractical length of time where you're like, you know what, fine, I'll just take a deal with the devil because I need to at this point. Anyway, I'm not disappointed. The runs have been going well. The greed mode, I didn't have a chance to talk about it at the end of the last episode, but dude, like, how good was that super greed fight? We admittedly had like 50 damage, but simultaneously, like, did not get hit at all. Easy money. So typically, we're probably going to want to skip this deal with the devil. We know it's going to be painful, in all likelihood. The game, it's a trickster. It's Loki. It's Jigsaw. It's Ashton Kutcher from his #1 MTV rated TV show, Punk'd. Remember the episode of Punk'd where they pretended to be the IRS and stole all of, or repossessed, I should say, all of Justin Timberlake's stuff? And then he was crying, and everyone went, yeah, I knew he cried. He's not even a real rock star. Only when I got older, you know, when I was 13, that was good old-fashioned stuff to make fun of. When I got older, I was like, dude, I'd cry too. Not just because all my stuff's getting repossessed, but I'd be very confused. I'd be like, I pay my taxes. Where's... Plus, it turns out all the scam phone calls were right. All the Mandarin phone calls that have called me and said I owe the Chinese government money, they've come true. All I'm saying is I haven't seen Justin Timberlake and Ashton Kutcher hanging out a lot since then. I think I would resent, I mean, even if I was good friends with somebody, if they were like, hey, on my TV show, I publicly humiliated you by making you cry in front of the United States of America. I'd be like, cool, dude, you have my consent to air the episode. Now never speak to me again. All right, where are we going here? We're skipping Little Brim. It's painful, but it's not as painful as it could have been. We're skipping it to give us the slightest chance of a deal with the angel. This run is certainly not, you know, at Megasatan levels yet, but that's fine. We're on the 3rd floor. We're doing it relatively quickly. We've gotten our tiers upgrades nicely. Now, Sworn Protector is not useless as the Lost. It's very close. Luckily, we paid just our time for it. We're using that exclusively to try to get to Beelzebub. Maybe you've heard of him. And dude, I gotta tell you, my mind is focusing on Isaac right now, but in the back of my mind, all I can think about is this gosh darn Java assignment. My professor is a devilish trickster, the likes of which we've recently referenced. Ashton Kutcher. He gave us an assignment. It's worth about 10% of our grade. Too much to ignore, for sure, or to do just a terrible job on. Too little to really be motivated logically to the extent of like, yeah, this is worth what I've spent on it, which is like 12 hours in the past 3 days. I'm almost done. I just got a little bit more to do, but it's the most powerful Horcrux I've ever experienced in my entire life when it comes to motivating me to do other stuff, and I'm being completely sincere with you right now. Last night, I finished work, you know, recording, streaming, etc. Maybe you've heard of it. Like 7:30 p.m. 8. Yeah, we're fine here. At 8, I started to work on the assignment. I went to bed at 2. I'm not complaining, you know? Except for the fact that I really only got about another 40% of the assignment done. By the way, your boy is an idiot. We definitely should have used Black Rune there. I was focused. I told you, it's a powerful artifact. It has incredible reality warping parameters associated with it. Now, I'm not complaining about my lot in life. And I will say, I have had assignments of this difficulty before and this particular frustration. And I don't remember the pain. All I remember is the lessons I've learned, which is good. However, simultaneously, it's a bit of a big ask at the present moment. Oh well. It so motivated me to do other things that this morning, when I could have dedicated maybe a little bit more time to the assignment, I said to myself, you know what? Let's revisit Artifact, the Dota 2 card game that I played on Tuesday's show, and was publicly like, I think I don't really like this very much because it's a little too complex. Now that I played it a little bit more in my downtime, I do have to issue a little bit of a mea culpa. I no longer know if that game is bad. And it's one of those ones where you're like, you know, it's not like it could be bad or it could be okay. I think that game is either, by the way, blank card, Black Rune. Now we're cooking. I think that game is either mediocre or maybe like the best card game ever made. I haven't decided yet. It's like Crank 2 High Voltage. I don't know if this movie is bad, so bad it's good, or if it's just outright awesome to begin with, you know? And the critics were sleeping. That's where I'm at right now. So I played some more matches. I lost to normal AI, but I lost under, you know, what I would describe as hopeful terms, whereas when I played the AI on stream, I just got mercilessly destroyed. So I feel a lot better about it now, for sure. I'm willing to say that I was possibly wrong about Artifact. I mean, this isn't like a long-standing feud. I only played it like 2 days ago, but still, simultaneously, I might be revisiting that more in the future, but I will never again play it on stream. That train has sailed. So at least one positive might come out of this assignment. It's actually, the assignment is so, I mean, it's not that bad for anybody who's in the know. It's just making what's known as a basic CRUD application. That's essentially, and I know you're like, maybe that's what you want, is to fall asleep, but I'm not gonna belabor the point of, well, you know, you gotta write a SQL query, and no, it's not like that, okay? I'm just, basically, it's a dummy app that lets you, like, you open a box, and then you type in someone's information, and then you can save that to a database located off-site. You can access those records later and modify them, whether you're creating new ones, deleting them, or updating existing ones. I think we do want Burnt Penny right now. It's actually something that, you know, without tooting my own horn, I could whip up in, you know, MongoDB Express and Node.js with an extremely terrible pure JavaScript front end in like under an hour. But everything in Java takes 10 times longer because it was built by a Canadian masochist in 1978. It's a real pain in the butt. Plus, it's got a UI associated with it. You know, have you ever done HTML? I'm not trying to say that, you know, that's how you should make a modern website, is like using HTML5 for the front end exclusively. But like, you know, you want a box or you want a text field, you make it. You want to put a picture on there, you make it. If you want to take my picture, by the way, I won't remember. That's a song by Filter. It's from the year 2000. Maybe 1998. You know the one. Waco, my airplane. Anyway, I'm getting distracted, which is probably why the assignment's taking me so freaking long. In Java, you know, you want to make a window and then put a couple of text fields on it. It's like 600 lines. So basically, I hate it. Go ahead, hit me, I don't care. You know what I don't hate, though, is this run, which has a surprising amount of professor-laden potential. I've decided I don't care about the invincibility as much as I care about the potentiality of good stats. So our speed's getting up there, our rate of fire improved yet again. This blank card black rune, it's getting somewhere. What we want to do, if we're going to fight Delirium, and as of right now, Delirium's the more likely option just because we haven't gotten to the point where we've had a single deal with the Angel so far. What we would want is to get a way to recharge this item, so something like, maybe even just hold 2 charges, and then something like an Algiz rune, so we could dump our black rune for it later. And then use double or even triple Algiz rune, I suppose, because we could use the rune itself on top of 2 black, or 2 blank card charges. And then we could, you know, 3 Algizes, even without a Tarot Cloth, we could start to think about a lost Delirium victory, but it's a little early, and you know, that's a lot of things to ask for. We don't have a ton of money to get all those items from the shop right now. Things can change, though. On the other hand, we could also... Whoa, be careful. Whoa, I didn't know there were 2 of them. We could also just get a deal with the Angel here. And the beauty of a deal with the Angel right now is that there's a lot of relatively useless Angel items. But, oh, that's very nice as well. But we have blank card black rune. So if we get like a holy water, we can just take the roll on a stats increase instead. We should definitely hit this guy. He's going to be the most annoying. Daddy Longlegs, by the way. Oh, that's not so good. Daddy Longlegs, an enormous helper for us. Really minimizing the time to kill here. I'm extremely appreciative. The minions at the back are causing me some real problems, but... Okay, we've made it. Now we just got a basic room. Easy. Dangerous, though. Okay, we do want Pacifier. We should be at the tier cap. And we... literally, like, the exact circumstance I suggested. Okay. So Daddy Longlegs, again, a big helper right here. This should be another pretty tough room. We're trying to get him to surround himself with the blue fire, if possible. But it's going real nicely right here. Dude, this could be a Mega Satan victory. So we definitely take that first. We got a shot speed upgrade. It's an extreme low roll, as I'm sure you don't need me to tell you. But the big get here, I mean, is 1/2 of the key piece conundrum. Now we only need 1 more. And we have slightly better odds of getting in the future. I still maintain there's some design decisions that only illuminate their arbitrary nature, I think, when you've played 3,000 hours of this game. I cannot come up with a good, logical reason. So check this out. I did not mean to buy that. Check this out. This might be stupid, but it might be genius level. Why not, for money, brute force ourselves another upgrade? Now, it turned out to be like a 2% range upgrade, but hey, life goes on. Anyway, like, I don't understand. By the time you fight an angel statue, you think you've probably committed to trying to get both key pieces, right? At the point at which you become, you know the ins and outs of how to finesse that stuff in Isaac. Why on earth would it only give you a 10% extra deal with the angel chance? I mean, in the end, the joke is kind of on them, because most of the time, if I get a deal with the angel, I would rather get deals with the devil because they tend to be stronger. The difference, I guess, is when I need to, you know, fill out the post-it note or fight Mega Satan. I just don't understand why, you know... I think at that point, you've taken committed steps to be like, I am going to be a deal with the angel boy. Why not just give you... Not 100, like not a goat head effect. We should have also gotten the stats reroll right there. Backstabber is worth not nothing though. It just has a diminished effect that's hard to notice. Maybe it actually was worth picking up. I don't know. Well, it depends. Would you rather have that or a 0.5 range increase? They have a lot in common. We notice neither of them. Anyway, I'm just saying. Don't give you a 100% chance of a deal with the Dave, of the Angel. The deal with the Dave! But, if you're gonna get a deal, why not give you a 100% chance of a deal with the Angel, you know? Why not make that be precedent? It's so easy to get Devil precedent. Why is it so hard to get Angel precedent when the Angel rooms tend to be worse? Regardless. Again, these are things that, like, if you saw this in a review of The Binding of Isaac Rebirth, you would be like, IGN 7 out of 10, too much water, right? It would become a meme. It's only once you've come to live with this game and, you know, you share a skin with it that you decide, you know, stuff like this is a little bit unusual. Just minor, you know, game of the year sort of stuff. Speaking of which, dude, how good is Hitman 2? I'm so immune to hype yet, and maybe it's because of the Java assignment, I don't know. It's having cognitive impacts on me, the likes of which I'm still discovering to this day. But, okay. This is also a very dangerous fight that I'm extremely pleased to have Daddy Longlegs for. Yep, I literally just stood there. Can you just not be here? There's like 2 bosses that will ruin your run. It's this guy, and it's... Don't even get me started on the friggin' matriarch, dude. Shot speed. Well, you know what? Why not move on? We don't have enough money to get anything from the shop anyway. We might as well keep our pace up, I think. We get to steal 4 items from Boss Rush, potentially. It's not like we're really rushing. Things have slowed down a lot because our damage stat is still pretty weak. But... You know, I'm being honest with you when I say that I'm not really complaining. Anyway, the way that I was going to finish my train of thought was, you know, the Steam Awards are happening right now. And I'm like, dude, I've only played 1 level of it, but I played that level 7 or 8, well, actually probably like 12 or 13 times by now. Am I really going to vote for Hitman 2 as Game of the Year? But I find myself... probably, it's a little reckless because the game just came out like a week ago, but... I'm like, dude, it's what it deserves. So we could skip this floor. Under what circumstances will we want to do that? None that I can think of right now. And I gotta be real with you, Boss Rush is not really something I'm looking at. If we can get the ability to hold 2 cards... Thank God for Daddy Longlegs, dude. It's so many of these bosses basically kill us if we don't kill them fast enough. And that was one of them right there. Brownie was worse, but Daddy Longlegs has actually allowed this run to function up to this point. But, yeah, I don't want to do Boss Rush unless, I mean, obviously if we somehow get, like, you know, Mom's Knife in an item room, that changes things. But apart from that, I'm thinking, like, if we're able to get the ability to hold 2 cards, or really just, you know, 2 cards or pills, because I think Belly Button or whatever the other one is allows Polydactyl might allow us to hold 2 of different kinds. And then we get 1 teleport card, and then we also have Black Rune, because we want to not get rid of that. Black Rune, I mean, we can't afford to get rid of it. Where would we get our range upgrades from? Where would we improve our shot speed? You know? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because we're dead. That's the first loss in a while where I actually am like, that's on me. I got spooked and, you know, I locomoted into an enemy I shouldn't have locomoted into, but you know what? I always do this at the end of a lost run that loses, but that run was not going places. If you look at the manifest, it could have gone places, for real, because, you know, blank card Black Rune, but... You know, one too many missed opportunities for sure, and 1 too many shot speed, range, just items and improvements that mean nothing to us. So Not mad, and we're just starting up another one. Feeling good, morale's still high. Well, relatively high, but... Anytime you know, if you're on a lost run, even though we doubled our rate of fire, to be on the depths 2 and have 3.5 damage, it hurts. Daddy Longlegs helped, yes. But it's, you know, you do need a little bit more gas. I don't feel like we've really gotten crazy overpowered on too many of these lost runs. So I'm gonna avoid beating myself up over it. Plus, it's the first run of the day. Gonna be doing a lot of recording today, mostly because of the fact that I don't want to do my Java assignment. But you ever have this happen, schoolwork or like work projects, where like the due date is tonight, so I'm like, whatever happens, at least roughly 12 and a half hours from now, I can stop thinking about it. If I hand it in and I get a 6 out of 10, whatever, it's done. I'm okay with that. I just want it to be over. Now, if I get a 4, that would be... I mean, I've done more work on the assignment, and it's come across better than a 4. I would be pretty disappointed with that. Hey, thanks for the range upgrade. But a 6, I wouldn't be happy with it. I would look at that mark and my stomach would drop a little bit, but at least it would be over. Sometimes you just end up with these cursed projects. I'm sure it happens to filmmakers all the time. Like, you know, you look at some of these movies, they come out, they get like 15% on Rotten Tomatoes, nobody likes them. And you gotta know that, you know, the people making them, they're smart people. They know, you know, they're watching the final cut of the movie in the editing room, or not even the final cut, but like the preliminary edits. And they're going like, we're making a bad movie. This movie sucks. But what are you gonna do? You know, your company or the studio's invested $25 million into getting it made. You know, you've had caterers. I always use that as an example, but I'm like, dude, people dedicated time in their life to help get this movie made, not just the actors. And I mean, they're not really donating their time. You know what I mean? You know, there's a whole production crew that goes along. There's accountants. What are you? I'm the accountant for the Ben-Hur remake. Is that fulfilling work? I don't know. Pays the bills, though. These are smart people, most of the time, I assume. They gotta know that the movie they're making is just awful. Lemon mishap. It's not that powerful, but it is at least, I mean, to be straight up with you, it's our first useful item on this run so far. I'm taking a stab at, yeah, go ahead. I'm taking a stab at, trying to make Lemon Mishap work, because this room is a big room anyway. Well, actually, it only counts as a normal size room, right? Because it's only doubled in size, not quadrupled. Yeah. I'm also taking a chance on pills. The reason being, you know, we're on our second floor. We haven't really improved too much. I'm hoping, or perhaps wishing, I don't know if there's too much of a subtle difference between those words, but wishing that we get some kind of useful statistical improvement. As of right now, it's a little whack. I'll tell you, though, there is a way out for us here. We could take the deal with the devil, if it's great. And then we could pivot to a potential delirium run. Like, we're not shoehorned here into a deal with the angel exclusively. It depends. This is one where, you know, at least early, I look at it and I go, I don't really want to do this, like, the rest of this run with these stats. So if the deal with the devil is great, I'm going to take it. And we'll try to swing an incredible delirium victory. Pin is just incredibly screwed. But if they suck, I mean, I'm not going to take them just to get precedent. Magic 8-Ball doesn't help too much. Nor does the Lover's card. Nor does Dark Bum. Okay, so we'll continue on our somewhat cursed run here with many, many useless items. See, that should give you pause. When you can't kill one Wallmaster in the attempt that it has on the ground, you're suffering from a DPS standpoint. But you know, Are you familiar with the National Hockey League? You've been watching. So I watched the part of the Canucks game last night with the volume on about 1 out of 10. Well, I also Googled JDBC sequel, parameter 10 is out of range, blah, blah. You get the idea. The Ottawa Senators are kind of a trash fire. I'll you know, let me give you just some brief anecdotes. I'm not insulting the Senators. If you're a Senators fan, more power to you, okay? But it's one of the most, like, the last 3 years of that organization, the owner is comical. The kind of, like, F you to fans that he's given out. So the dude needed a liver transplant, the guy who owns the Ottawa Senators. And he was way down on the donor list, but he said, hey, Senators fans, I appeal to you. You know, it's me, your owner. If you could give me a piece of your liver, that'd be real awesome. Like, I've given so much to this city, I'd like this city to give so much to me. Somebody who was a fan of the Senators said, sure, I'll go through the donor testing, I'll give you a piece of my liver, you know? Sens Nation rise up. 3 years later, he said, attendance isn't that good, maybe we'll move the team. The fans literally gave you life. And then you're like, well, yeah, but now, that's health. This is business. Some things are more important than health. Many, well, not many, but like 4 of the players were recently in an Uber leaked video where while driving in this guy's Uber, they were talking some mad smack about one of their coaches, and then the driver leaked the video because it didn't, he felt like they didn't tip him enough, which is hilarious. There was a case where one of the players, I don't know if it was a fiance, girlfriend, wife, but they were cyberbullying another player's wife. And, you know, just saying truly awful, awful things. But anyway, those advertisements, or sorry, the trash fire that is the organization level right now, it's led to advertisements on Canadian TV. It's the only time I've ever seen this in my entire life. There are advertisements on Sportsnet now in Canada that are like trying to make you inspired if you're a Senators fan. So they're not dummies. They know what's up. You know, in the ads they have players and they're like working out, and then they say like, you know, being confident in a bad situation doesn't make you naive. It makes you a leader. And then it goes like, Sens Nation, we're back, baby. But there was an ad for that last night, and it was Matthew Tkachuk. No, it was Brady Tkachuk. My mistake. I get them confused because they have the same name. And he said, you only control 2 things in life, your attitude and your effort. And I disagree with that greatly, but I also understand as a useful kind of axiom, you know? That strikes me as a Dan Giesling-esque axiom. I disagree with Dan on more things than you would ever imagine in your entire life. But simultaneously, I think that's a useful attitude to have on a lost run like this, you know? You know, I think there are other things you control in your life than your attitude and your effort. But it's not really an idiom that's meant to be, you know, looked at in that particular level, I suppose. It's more just like, hey, you know, if you show up, you're positive, and you work hard, it's gonna, even if it doesn't guarantee you the best life, it guarantees you the best life that you could guarantee yourself. You know, there's still a lot of stuff that's up to the luck of the draw, right place, right time, connections, etc., etc. But, you know, if you show up and work hard, you're gonna get further than if you did the same things, but you didn't show up, work hard, have a smile on your face. And that's the attitude I'm taking in this Lost run right now. Well, it takes me 15 minutes to get through each room. And I'm really, really, really hoping we get some kind of market improvement. That's big. Because, like, if we don't get an improvement from either a deal here or one of the boss rooms, ideally both, life is gonna be real hard. Dark One does not warrant the use of Lemon Mishap, I think. Although this might be one of the enemies who looks like he flies, but doesn't actually fly. Whew, that was close. The bullet passed between Our orbital and our player model. So really, like, you see my strats here. We gotta try to get this guy to, you know, hit these blue fires whenever possible. It's not that easy because it puts us in harm's way as well. Oh. Maybe more than I realize. Maybe we should just hit him the old-fashioned way. It gets kind of unpredictable when he gets into the locomotion part here. It almost worked. This is miserable as of right now. This is a highly cursed run. That was a little close. Amazing. An HP upgrade. Bighorn. Theoretically runs into trouble from Lemon Mishap. Not a whole heck of a lot of trouble, as you can see for yourself. You know what, this isn't the worst part, but it's a bad part of what's going on right now. I need to save one bomb, just in case we get a deal with the angel. But if we get a deal with the angel, how am I going to beat an angel statue if I've only got one bomb? So, I got to save 2 bombs. Well, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't because there would be blue fire. So I think I'm okay using one more bomb against this guy. By the way, if you ever find yourself in the position where you're like, how many bombs am I okay to use against Bighorn? And you're the lost, you're done. The run is over. Right now, we're just waiting for either the game to basically, like... You know, remember that movie with Ashton Kutcher and Kevin Costner where they play, like, a marine rescue operatives? We basically need them to airdrop in on top of us with, like, a life jacket and a can of hot soup. Because as of right now, we are just... I think it was called The Guardian. It's been a while. That might just be a newspaper. I never saw it, of course. Amazing. What can you say about this? You know, you can look at the ledger on the right side of the screen. Essentially, every item has been useless for us. That is not conducive to a victory. I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm kind of stunned we're still alive. Perhaps this is my punishment. You know what? At least let's pay it forward. You know, if we can donate a little bit of money on this run, it has not been a useless endeavor. Look at that. But hey, you know, Matthew Kachuk, a man 10 years my junior, there's only 2 things in life you control. Your attitude and your effort. Feel bad for his bowels. That's a cheap shot. I mean, he doesn't have, like, ulcerative colitis, I'm just saying, like, he probably doesn't crap himself, but what do I know?
There's only 2 things in life you control. Alt and delete. Am I right, fellow gamers?
Okay. Anyway, I'm losing my mind. I'm going insane here on this run. This is definitely a secret room. Told you. Now, Black Hole at least is offensively something. Not much, but it's not nothing. We have to. Like, we genuinely have no choice but to... And please at least get me through 2 waves here. Maybe 3? Nope, not even close. We have no choice but to really leverage every single potential advantage. I don't know if this has become clear to you or not. We have nothing. Offensively speaking... This run has nothing. Actually. What does it have? Mom's razor? We are in such dire need of... you know the situation, the expression beggars can't be choosers? That's wrong. We've actually passed that. We're like a hyper beggar. You know, we're a turbo beggar. We can be choosers. The reason is like, oh, beggars can't be choosers. You asked for money and I gave you 2 cents. No, see? We don't need 2 cents. We need $1 million in order to survive. Go ahead, you killed me. Congratulations on the most cursed run of all time. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I did. I enjoy the pain, what can I say? If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Follow me on Twitch to be notified I want to go live in the future. Twitch.tv/Northernlion. And of course, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. See ya!